Hey, gentlemen, welcome to Escaping the System with Myles Lawson, question and answer section.
All right. Our first question for today is: will you? It's funny, but will you ever chase after a girl after a breakup?
Oh man, the thing is that chase after I get after I break up. Now I believe what's done is done, right? I will never, I will never see myself in that position where I get to like chase. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just appears to me now that if you get fired from a job, I mean, those of you who work a job, slaves, like if you get fired from your job, and would you actually go back to the job and, you know, say, hey, I just come see us on a deal, I just come see us on a deal, or would you start looking for something new if you have sense? That's what you're going to do, right? You start looking for something new immediately. You start looking for something that you can do that is going to better your life, enhance it, and project you forward. So I don't believe in the idea of running back to an ex. But she could be your soulmate. She could be your soulmate. She could actually be the one. Nigga, listen. What's done is done. I don't care. Right? I don't just care. I've moved on. She will be with somebody. I don't care. It's none of my business. We had a good time. Bless all the best. Right? I move on to the next one. I do the things I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to actually like cry about it. But it was before. Now I'm a little bit tough, but before, I wasn't like that, and I don't want to go all over that. Like,
Okay. So how about guys that turn to drugs and alcohol after a breakup? A hard breakup.
the thing is, it's harder on we the men after we get a breakup, because to actually build the capacity of inviting or allowing a girl into our life is kind of like difficult, you know, as proposed to the ladies. The ladies, all they just have to do is look pretty and all, because for women we do the hunting, right? We go out to a lady, we ask her out, we project this, and it takes a lot for us to appear in the sense where she has to say, okay, I like this guy, he has something going on for himself, right? Let me be with him. And for him to get his heart broken when the girl sees that, okay, this guy is no longer projecting what he actually projected before, that made her to actually like him in the first place. When that happens, the guy falls to a point where it's difficult for him to get back up. So he tries to use drugs, tries to use alcohol, and all of these coping mechanisms so that he can lift up himself and feel himself again, that he can actually do the things that he thought he could do. But all of those things are actually going to numb you. All of those things are not actually going to like propel you forward to where you want to go. So it's a vice that I will argue that and tell most men that it's not going to help you. What will actually help you is going to the gym and finding purpose for your life, and going after the things that you love to do, the things that gives you joy, the things that make you wake up in the morning and you feel alive doing those things. Those are the things that are actually going to fulfill your life better than taking all of these shit ass drugs. That's not going to make you even forget the beach anyway. So you have to like go to the gym and have purpose for your life.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well, that's said and done. Next question: can you marry a woman that earns more than you?
Never. It's not. I'm not saying it as a result of ego or pride, or maybe I'm scared, blah blah blah. You know, I want my woman to respect me. I want my woman to see me as the head of the table, the top dog in the yard, right? The tribal chief. I want my woman to look me with an admirable honor. But someone might argue and say that she can be any more than you and she can see you like that. No, she will not. No, she will not. And even if she will, I'm not taking that chance. Right? I see myself as someone who is going to be like the big provider, who's going to sort everything out. Because I myself as a man, I believe in, masculine competence. So other people who do not believe in masculine competence, who want to do 50-50, who want to do 70-30, and all of this bullshit system agenda, it doesn't work with me like that. So I just see myself doing the basic responsibility of a man, which is providing for his household 100%. Right?
Oh wow.
And I even do not believe that if I have a woman or I have a wife, that she's going to be working. Working for who? She's not going to be working for anybody other than me. Right?
Yeah.
So she's going to be completely working for me, working for my institution, working for my program, working for my projects, working for everything that has to do with me. Because I have somewhere we're going. So I'm the driver. So she's on my car. So if she doesn't want to align herself with that program, I simply open the door and match her away. It's that easy.
Okay. So as a man, what stresses you the most? What do you think stresses men the most?
I think what stresses men the most is the fact that they've not gotten to know what their purpose in life is. And not getting to know what your purpose in life is tied to you being financially constrained. Right? So we men intrinsically, our nature, our duty is to provide and is to protect the ones that we love and the ones that we care about. And in order for us to do that, we must have some resources, right? Some resources that is going to make us capable, sufficient to actually undergo that task in providing and protecting. So when we do not have them, we think about these things a lot. It stresses us a lot. And even when we do have them, we can actually get to like miss it. Where some people have, resources, but they don't know what their purpose is because the resources is coming from a job. So they are still battling internally that, listen, I know I'm making quite some money here, but I'm not doing the things that is giving me fulfillment. So those are the two loops that we have. Those are the two things that constantly stress us, right? Financial resources and purpose. So I believe the two, if they merge together, you're going to have a balanced work ethic. And even if you do, the result of you having those two things together is still actually going to stress you out. So it's a never ending cycle. So the stress is always going to be there. Right? Imagine, think about Jesus, our Lord and Savior, in his earthly ministry. He had some things that stresses him out. Right? He was constantly stressed because he was preaching all day, he was praying all night. All these things are stressful. So life of a man is stress. So the better we learn to enjoy the stress and welcome the stress and embrace the stress, the pain, all of these things, the better it is for us and the better for us to actually live and thrive in it.
So are you saying that a man can't achieve total freedom?
You can achieve total freedom, of course, but you can never be truly free from the things that are given to you, like your responsibility. To whom much is given, much is expected of him. So that expectation of you is not going to let you go free until you leave this world. So until you take your final breath, all of those responsibilities are going to hold you back. So you're never truly free of them. But you're free internally knowing that, okay, these things I'm actually doing them. But the work that you have to do is not going to actually make you free. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Wow. So that means we are forever tied with our responsibility.
Forever we're tied with responsibility, we're tied with obligation, we're tied with duty, we're tied with work. Because those are the things that we're supposed to do that is going to keep us manly.
And you don't think that is unfair?
That is very fair. It is the burden that God has bestowed upon us. And we must carry out this burden. I mean, if you think about Jesus, he saved the world. But he had the burden to go through. So it would be stupid and asinine for a man to sit down and relax and think, I don't get anything to do. Right? So you have to actually know that there is a burden that is being laid upon you, and you have to actually carry out this burden in the name of responsibility all the days of your life, right? So that's it.
Uh, that's that's deep. That's beautiful. Well, I'll be all for today. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, my pleasure.
We usually hear you call or regard or describe some certain kind of people slaves. I hear you slavery. So what does slavery mean to you?
Slavery is you doing something by your own will, right? So anything you do for somebody which is forced, which is coerced, that's a form of slavery, right? And I feel the working system is the best form to describe slaves, because you work for certain companies, you work for certain organizations, you work for certain people that you do not like, that you know that, okay, I don't like this thing I'm doing, but I have to do it so I can pay the bills. I have to like wake up, go to a work that I don't like so that I can provide. Those are slavery. And for you as a man, it is important that you step out of this slavery, because that's what the system tries to do. The system tries to like control men, put them in a position where they have to like be dependent on certain things and certain institutions for them to get by. But if you understand these sayings that I give to men and I tell them that they should actually live the life that they want to live, which is by discovering purpose for their life and following through, it can actually get you the very best of life that you could possibly live, without you getting to slave away your time, without you getting to slave away your energy, which is valuable, your resources, your useful years, without you getting to slave it away with some dumb corporation that doesn't care about you. That once you're sick, you call in and check in that you're sick. That's the only time they can permit you, okay, don't come to work today. And so some are even brutal to the fact that whether you're sick or not, you have to still clock in. Otherwise, they'll cut 500 come over your salary. Cut 1K come over your salary. So why do you keep investing your time, your energy, and your resources in such places? Why not ask the Lord and tell him, Lord, why did you create me? Why am I in this earth? That's what I did. And I discovered that I'm supposed to tell you guys these things that I'm saying, and I'm doing it. And it fills me with so much joy doing it. Right? I discover purpose for my life. I discover what I have to do. So you also as a man, it is your duty to ask him to tell you what you ought to do. When you have a master, you go to the master and tell the master, Master, what would you have me to? How can I serve you? How can I please you? When you watch this movie, Legend of the Seeker, where the mother confessor gets to like confess, whoever she's, in battle with. They fall to their knees and they tell him, Mistress, command me. How can I serve you? How can I please you? Then she tells the people what to do. That is in form of, a way to actually get a command from somebody that you reverence. Right? So that's all what it is for you to actually know your purpose. You have to meet the master and tell him, why am I here? What can I do? What are my gifts? What are my talents? Show them to me. And he's going to show them to you. If you actually believe that he's going to show them to you without a flicker of doubt, he's going to show them to you. He's going to lay it in your heart, and you will understand this thing, so as to escape the system, so as to escape the slavery, so as to escape the enslavement that is going to be bestowed upon your bloodline and you. Because that's what the system is trying to do, to put you where you can't come out from poverty, you can't come out from the turmoil that you've been into. So why am I emphasizing on why I call people slaves? That if I get to like call you these things, this slave, maybe you might actually think and ask yourself these questions. Why is he calling me a slave? Am I a slave? Maybe you will understand how much the world works and how much he wants to enslave you until you die a perpetual slave, until you die a perpetual nobody. Then you might really understand that, okay, fine, I need to actually make a name for myself out there in the world. Because that's how it is, and that's how it's going to always be. Men having to make a name by themselves in the world. By finding purpose. Purpose shows you your gifts, your talent, because those are the things that are actually going to make room out there for you in the world. But if you think this idea of living paycheck to paycheck is what I tell somebody one day that, listen, even if they pay you $1 billion in pounds, you're still a slave compared to me. Even if you're working the highest job and they're paying you £1 billion, you're still a slave because you get told what to do and you can be fired any day. So your security is temporal, whereas people like myself, our security is eternal, permanent, for until we take our last breath. It's sure for us. Why? Because we found something, we've discovered something about our life. So we're no longer peasants, we're no longer slaves, we're now kings riding on chariots back. We're not having to have bad wagons around us, full of gold and silver and plenty to go around. So you as a man, do not be a slave. Do not join the rat race. Do not join the slave race. Let me put it like that. Find purpose. Ask God to show you your purpose so as to escape the system.